This is better than any guacamole plus healthier baked chips.
Hi, this is a simple guacamole recipe that is actually better than the one that you may have seen online that says it's a Chipotle recipe. I've tried that one and it has far too much lime in it, which makes it too acidic to taste the mellow avocados, and it also has too much red onion in it, and I love red onions. So this recipe just has a much better balance of flavors. And if you want to skip really fast to the recipe, you can just click right here to my website and it's all written out for you. But I wanted to show you a couple tips if you want to stick with me here. If you want to know exactly what the avocados are supposed to look like when they're ripe, this is what they're supposed to look like. They've just turned from green to brown, and when you press on them, they're firm, they're not squishy. And these right here, if you can see this close up, these are a little bit too brown, and definitely how you can tell is they're too squishy. So you could just push your thumb right through it. They're gonna be too ripe, they're gonna be brown on the inside and taste horrible. If your avocados are too green and you want to ripen them overnight, you can put them in a brown paper bag with a banana, because a banana has the hormone ethylene, and that will ripen up the avocado in about 24 hours. And to get more juice out of a lime or any citrus, give it a roll with a little bit of pressure.
To make 1 3/4 cup of guacamole, you'll need 2 ripe avocados, 1/8 cup of minced red onion, 1/2 of a jalapeno, 1 teaspoon of fresh squeezed lime juice, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt with possibly a dash more after tasting. If you like cilantro, fold in 1 teaspoon of fresh chopped leaves at the end. I'm starting with 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and I will add more after tasting because you can always add it, but you can't remove it. Then I'm adding 1 teaspoon of fresh squeezed lime juice, which smells amazing. I've used lemons before because everyone has lemon trees around here, and they will work in a pinch. I'm using 1/2 of a jalapeno, seeds and all, and mincing it very finely. However, the jalapeno doesn't make the guacamole hot, if that's what you think. It just adds an important flavor. A red onion will add more flavor than a yellow onion. However, they're stronger in flavor, so mince them very finely and only use 1/8 cup. If you use a yellow or white onion, use 1/4 cup. But this recipe is better with red onion. Then cut 2 avocados in half, cutting around the pit, and then I don't whack my knife into the pit like some do. I just pop the pit out and scoop the avocado out of the half with a spoon. It's so simple. And that's it. Just mash it with a fork and get everything evenly incorporated. This stuff is so amazing.
Can you give me a chip?
Okay, now you'll definitely want to taste the guacamole on a chip before you determine how much salt to add, because it will taste saltier with any chip versus just on a spoon. You'll want to add just enough to bring out the flavor of the mild avocado. Okay, if you want to make the baked chips, preheat your oven to 400 degrees, cut 6-inch round white and yellow corn tortillas into 8 pieces each, dab liberally with olive oil so all the edges get evenly browned, and then dab sparingly with lime juice and sprinkle with salt high and wide. Bake for 10 to 15 minutes until they're lightly brown.
The chips are really good. They're light and crispy, not greasy and oily, with a hint of lime. And remember, they're non-fat, no cholesterol, and gluten-free if that's important to you, your friends, or your family.
The guacamole will remain bright and fresh for 1 hour at room temperature. It will last for 3 days in an airtight container in the refrigerator, but the top will need to be scraped off because it browns, so keep it really smooth in a narrow container instead of a wide bowl. And look at these beautiful crispy chips. I really zoomed through the recipe on here, but you can see the thorough one on my website, laurievermillion.com. I use 2 baking sheets and I just do them in batches while I'm making the guacamole, but you can do them the day before. And this is so good that everybody's constantly trying to get in the bowl, so you might want to divide this. Oh, that's so good.
So good, so healthy, and so simple that I make it all of the time just for myself for a healthy snack. And you gotta make this.
For all of my recipes, don't forget to click subscribe.